Welcome to the Happy Workaholic Podcast. I'm your host, Kellyanne Gorman. Over the past 20 years, I've worked in beauty, luxury, corporate, and service-driven industries. I created the opportunity in these careers and in my own businesses that allowed me to travel the world, experience once-in-a-lifetime events, and build brands while providing my expertise to clients all around the globe. Life is short, and when you're given a second chance, you better believe I'm going to take it, celebrate it, and share it with you. This show is intended to elevate your mind, upgrade your business, enhance your life, and become part of a positive and uplifting community. If you're ready to take your business and life to that next level you deserve to be at, this is the show for you. Inspiration, motivation, and determination are what got me to where I am today. Tune in every week to hear from myself, other entrepreneurs, professional patients, small business owners, and fellow podcasters who will be featured on the show. I'm here to remind you to work hard, share your story, follow your dreams, and never, ever give up. Thanks for taking the time to subscribe to the Happy Workaholic Podcast. Today's episode starts now. Hello, and welcome back to a brand new show. Today, I am just sharing a Facebook Live I did yesterday on my personal Facebook page because I wanted to share it here on my podcast as well because so many people are suffering right now. So many people are scared. They're living in fear, and I've already lived those lives, and I'm just trying to be as positive as possible and do what I can for people throughout this whole coronavirus craziness. You know, I've been on cruise ships where there's viruses and we're on lockdown and quarantine, and I have friends that are trying to find jobs. I have friends that are getting laid off. I have friends that are thinking maybe now is the time that I should start my own business because, like, at least we all have the internet. You know, I wouldn't be where I am with my podcast and my business if it wasn't for the internet. So I offered a couple slots for free coaching because that's all I can really do is just stay as positive as possible and offer something I have to, you know, whoever is interested, like free of charge, to just like shine a light and, you know, do something nice. The other day, yesterday actually, I gave a gift card I had that somebody gave me to my Uber driver for him and his wife. Just something nice. Like, it's now is a time that we need to come together even more to be strong and be kind and support one another. And that's all I was doing with this live. So I just wanted to share it with you guys here. So here it is. Hey everyone, happy Thursday. It's Thursday. So if you're new to my page, welcome. My name is Kellyanne Gorman, and I am the host of the Happy Workaholic Podcast. And I have been suffering from major writer's block the last couple of weeks. And today I woke up and I just had so much coming out of me. Like, it was insane. I started writing again, and I just had this feeling that I had so much to share about this coronavirus, and normally I would hop on my mic and record a podcast, but something told me I needed to come on Facebook and do a live. So here I am. So I have a lot to share, and I feel like nobody's talking about these things. And again, it's just my perspective. It's just what I'm experiencing, and I just feel like I need to share it. My whole show started because I needed to share a story, and now I help share the stories of others. And so here I am, and everybody with this coronavirus is just absolutely insane. Everything is getting shut down. People are losing money, people are losing jobs, and people aren't talking about these things. Yes, we're scared, but do you want to live in fear, or do you want to live your life? Like, don't make stupid decisions and go places where you shouldn't be going, but make smart decisions. Do what's right for you. There isn't a right way to live your life. You know, we have to be sanitized. We have to be making smart choices. This virus stays around for like 3 hours, even if you're Lysoling. So you just have to make smart choices. But I feel like, okay, I want to share a story. So, hey, Jonathan. So when I was in middle school, I grew up in a really small town. My family owned a business, and we didn't have a generator. And I grew up on the East Coast where we had hurricanes. And so all of the food that was purchased for this business, it would have gone bad. And so my family went to a bar the next town over, and we took it was a bagel shop, all of the cream cheese, all of the products, everything that they were going to lose thousands and thousands of dollars on. with their inventory, and we brought it to a bar the next town over. I specifically remember, still, my memory is crap, so the fact that I still remember this story, I'm excited to share it. I remember the hurricane happening. I remember staying the whole night at this bar, and I mean, this was many years ago, so like this wasn't a thing, but I remember having like a million Shirley Temples, and this bar owner that was friends with my father opened up his fridges because he had generators. Back in the day, it wasn't really a thing, where now everybody has a backup generator where they don't lose their inventory. So the fact that communities come together and people come together, it's important that these things continuously happen. And I always remember this story. And when something like this happens in our lives, like you feel like the world's shutting down, whether it's a hurricane, whether it's coronavirus, whether it's something crazy like this, you really need support from your friends, your family, your community, and be able to access certain things. Yes, we need to stock up on toilet paper and sanitizer, but you don't need to stockpile. Like, the world isn't going to end. And that's just my 2 cents. Like, I went to Target last night and Walmart, and the shelves were completely empty. And I know that you guys have seen this because it's literally everywhere. I posted it on my Instagram stories. It's just absolutely insane. But what else happened was that I was having conversations with normal strangers inside of Target. Like, it was insane. I met this one woman. I think we were in the chip aisle, an aisle I shouldn't have been at, but I'm like, you know what? If something does happen, I'm having those chips. And she had 2 full carts, 2 Target carts full, 10 items of everything. She worked for Postmates or something like that, one of those deliveries apps. And whatever gentleman ordered, he wanted 10 of everything. And so here she was. At least she's making money. At least she still has her job. She's not getting laid off. She still has business. So we need to support these people so that they can, in certain jobs that I want to go over, that can still continuously make money throughout all of this, because it's affecting incomes, it's affecting jobs. I've been interviewing guests on my show, and they're losing speaking gigs. They have multiple children and incomes that need to come in, and because this is happening, their travel's getting canceled. I mean, left and right, we've obviously seen the news. And so speaking gigs are getting canceled, and events are getting canceled, and people that do certain things for a living, like Coachella and Stagecoach and the NBA and baseball now, like all of these things are getting shut down, which is common sense, obviously. Like, this is great, it's happening. Disneyland might get shut down. That's insane. But the only thing we can do is come together and be strong and support one another. So for example, like this woman I met at Target, she's like, I've never seen anything like this. This is my biggest order ever. She had 10 things of rice, 10 things of beans, 10 of like literally everything. She showed me on her app. I was talking to a random stranger. That conversation never would have happened if coronavirus wasn't happening, you know? I met another woman in the medicine aisle, and she just went over and grabbed like one of everything. And I'm like, oh my God, is that what I should do? And I ended up talking to her for like 5 minutes. I'm like, listen, I gave her my 2 cents. I was like, listen, if I get coronavirus, I don't need some daytime flu medicine. I need nighttime. I want to be knocked out. I do not want to feel this thing. So it's just crazy how, you know, we support one another. And then something else crazy happened at Target. And I finally used my Target app, by the way, for the first time ever. And the gentleman that rang me up, I didn't realize I was supposed to scan everything before. I know. For those of you that use the app, like, I know. It's crazy that I just used it for the first time. So the cashier, I just got a call, sorry. Somebody was behind me, and I gave the guy my phone, and he was showing me on the app, and she gave me this look like, are you really letting him touch your phone? And then me, that suffers from crazy PTSD, like, then I literally forced myself to go out because I'm trying to get past certain things. Like, obviously I'm in therapy for that, but like, I don't want to live a life for the rest of my life thinking I'm going to die in my sleep, you know? So if he touched my phone and then I get coronavirus, like, I'm screwed, you know? And that's like the look that she was giving me. And then I started like questioning myself, like, why did I do that? Why did I get in an Uber? Why did I give somebody my phone? You know, so we have to make smart choices. But again, it's like, just crazy stuff is happening. So I've been in the travel industry for years. Well, I was, and I worked on cruise ships, many cruise ships, over 30 in a very short period of time. I was on a different one every week. I went on as a guest. I cleared customs every week, and I was on when Norwalk virus happened, and I never got it then, but I did get it like a year or two later, and I think I've gotten it twice actually. And so actually, maybe 2 or 3 times now. But anyway, I never got on the ship. So what happened was we were on a cruise from San Diego to Hawaii, and I think 70 something people got quarantined, and they ended up coming on board the ship, and they came from a hotel. They all were in a group already, and they got it from the hotel, so they all got it. They all brought it onto a ship. And I will never forget, every 15 minutes, the entire Royal Caribbean crew members, like everyone, it didn't matter what department, were in white hazmat suits, bleach spraying, everything. They were bringing on other cruise ship employees. Oh, my tripod's about to fall. They were bringing on other cruise ship employees, flying them in to help bleach the ship. Like, it's absolutely insane. So when you see on the news these cruise ships, it's insane. I have a lot of friends on Facebook here that I've known from my cruise ship days. So if you're watching, or if you watch the replay, like, let us know how your life on board is, because I'm sure it's a mess and nobody's really sharing that story. Again, something else that nobody is sharing. Don't you think that everybody is afraid on those ships? There's now stories coming out. I watched one last night where this gentleman got it from his cruise to Tokyo, and he's been quarantined in a 20 by 30 room. His symptoms are only like a minor cough. He said he's had, I wish I could remember who it was. I think it was on NBC, but his wife never got it and he got it. And they were together the whole trip. And he's had the rainbow of Gatorades, like every color Gatorade. And his only symptoms were a fever for about 8 hours, I think. Don't quote me, but from what I remember, he said, like 103, 104 fever for just a couple of, maybe like 8 hours, and then a cough. That's it. But he can't get out of quarantine until he goes and tests negative, which they test him every day. He has to test negative 4 days straight in order for him to get out of the quarantine. So it's just insane. Like, people are now sharing their stories, but we have to think about other people that are getting affected with this as well. So a friend of mine's looking for a job in the hotel industry. Another friend of mine told me that hotels in a certain area, the occupancy, and it's a 5-star resort, is at 3%. All of the buffets with MGM in Vegas have been shut down. Charter companies are flying in on their private aircrafts like 6 passengers instead of the full 30 that they can fly in. And then we're not thinking about the people that are in the hazmat suits, that are putting on the masks, that are going to help the people that are quarantined. That's their freaking job. That's how they make income. They have to show up at work. And guess where they have to go after that? They have to go home to their spouse and their siblings. And I'm sure they're scared as hell because of their job. There's also people that are getting laid off, and people that are going to interviews that are not getting callbacks because now everything is getting shut down. People are losing money left and right. So again, coming together as a community and supporting each other is just so important. And going back to my Target story, I posted, I think on Facebook or Instagram, I forget, the other day, how I went for a walk and I said good morning to like 10 people. Oh, I did post it here, and nobody said good morning back. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I'm such a happy person. Like, I was so excited to say good morning. I was walking to a doctor's appointment and no one said hi. I bet you if we did that walk right now, well, maybe not many people are walking. Well, it's pouring rain right now, so that's not going to happen today. But it's just insane where people come together and they're more kind and help one another when something tragic comes, right? Why can't we do this every day? I love Ellen. Who doesn't love Ellen? She always closes out every show saying, be kind to one another. Why can't that happen every day? I don't understand. Going to Target, these random people having a conversation with me, like forever, not being scared. Like, what if I cough? What if I sneeze? Like, we need to make smart decisions. Yes, absolutely. Do we need to buy all of the toilet paper? I posted earlier, I have literally this much sanitizer and 1 roll left. I'm on a mission. I'm going to find that today, but it's just like, you don't need to buy it all. Yes, we're scared. Yes, we're nervous. Yes, this is like getting a huge hype. People are dying. We get it. But there's other people like elderly and people like me that have a crazy immune system that are more susceptible. Yes, I'm scared when I go out, but do I want to live in fear, or do I want to get past that and live my life? Like, I made a joke with a client today. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my nails done and I'm going to get my eyebrows waxed, because if something happens to me today, none of my friends are going to give me these short black nails that I love. They're going to give me different nails, and I want my nails. So if I'm going to go out today, like, I want to go out that I feel looking appropriate. You know what I mean? So I just feel like we need to come together as a community and help one another. You know, if you are afraid to go out and you don't have money to get certain things, maybe borrow money from a friend, or post online and somebody can bring you Postmates or bring you canned goods or bring you stuff that you don't need. My original plan when I went to Target was not to get as much as I did, and I got a great deal, by the way, because I used that damn app. But I got a lot of things that I was nervous that maybe I wouldn't be able to get. Like, what if they shut down Target or the supermarket? Like, I should stock up. That was a smart decision. Do I need to buy 100 of the one thing, like of each item? No, you don't need to do that. If you have a family, should you stock up? Absolutely. The world is not going to end. It's a virus, and it's a very strong one, and it can kill you, yes. But we have to make like smart decisions, and we have to be kind to one another when we have to come together and support one another. And for the people that are losing their jobs and getting laid off and don't have money to support them and don't know where they're going to next, nobody knows how long this is going to last. Like, travel just got canceled. It's insane. And every couple of hours, things are all over the internet, and I'm trying not to look at them, but I actually watched something this morning for like a solid hour, which just told me and my gut, like, I have to do a Facebook Live and share like what I'm feeling, because there's so many things that people aren't talking about. And I just feel like, you know, I'm just one voice, but I feel like if I do it, then I can share my message and hopefully somebody will take at least one thing from it. But I feel like it's just really important to think about the people that have these jobs in the hospitals that then have to go home to their families, and they have young children, maybe even newborns. They're working their ass off helping to save lives. People aren't talking about that. People aren't talking about the shifts that they're pulling, the nurses that are exhausted, the Quest labs that they're opening now, 3 just here in California, to do 5,000 coronavirus tests every single day, and now broadening it to universities so they can be doing like thousands more. It's just crazy that the world that we're living in right now, and we just have to make like the most healthiest decision for ourselves and our families, and just do what we feel is right. And everybody has their 2 cents. This is just mine. And everybody has their own opinion of how they raise their family and how they, you know, some people are literally isolating themselves. And I'm like, I'm just going to get my nails and brows done because I've already lived in fear, and like, I don't want to do that again. You can catch coronavirus just by walking outside. And then even this morning, I had like some crazy PTSD moment, and I'm like, oh my God, I shouldn't even be taking the elevator in my building downstairs. What if I take the stairway? It could be in there. Maybe I should just go walk the longer way and take the stairway that's directly outside, because then I won't get it. These are the things that I think of. These are crazy thoughts that, like, I don't want to think like this, but it's reality. And so I just feel like I needed to come on and I needed to share like certain things that I feel that should be getting more attention, as well as this virus is supporting the people that need it. They're going through the aftermath and what's happening now. You know, like, you can get it like this, but how are we getting those tests? How, like, I literally have to Google, like, if I feel like I have coronavirus, how am I getting that test? I can't go to Quest myself. Are they bringing it? Are they coming in a hazmat suit? Like, I need to research that myself, right? I don't know how that happens, but I know that they're banging out 5,000 tests a day. So, like, what is the next step if that were to happen? So these are just things that I'm thinking about. These are things that I wanted to share. And then one last thing, I actually did write notes because I was so, I actually didn't have writer's block today for the first time in so long, which I said, like, I really wanted to make sure that, like, I hit every point, you know, like, to continue to support individuals like Uber drivers and Postmates and get things delivered. They can, all these apps, and I'm sure you've gotten like hundreds of emails from every single company saying they're doing their best to protect their employees, their business, and us as consumers, and all of these things, right? So in a time like this, like, we just need to, again, like, come together, whether it's a community online, whether it's in your town, and just do what you think is right. There's going to be a huge aftermath after this is all said and done, just like anything else in the world. When it happens, like, you always see a bright light at the end of it, right? So why can't we just start now? So, what was the next thing I wanted to share? Oh yeah. So the last thing I wanted to share was, I started my podcast because I had a story to share. I had no budget. I was sick and I didn't know what the hell to do. So for those of you that are losing money, that lost their job, that are laid off, that have been searching for jobs, that now you can't even get other interviews, I want you to sit down and I want you to get a notebook like this, or whatever the hell you have to write down, and write down how you feel, and then also if you're somebody that's looking to start a business, what do you want to do? There's a million things that you can do. If it wasn't for the internet, I have a podcast because of the internet. I never would have been able to launch my own show and now produce almost 20 different podcasts because of the internet, because I just had to figure shit out. So if you are somebody that, I hope I don't get emotional. This happens every time I go live. That's why I wanted to do a podcast, but I'm going to repurpose this, of course. So if you are somebody that lost their job or like everything I just said, it's so important for you to just do what you love. Life is too short. You don't want to live in fear. You want to be in a happy place. And that took me years to get to. And I'm not even kidding. And like, I'm still fighting it. Like, do I take the outside stairs today because coronavirus is sitting in my elevator on the way down? Like, I don't freaking know. There's no way of knowing. So you need to figure things out. Now is the time. If you're somebody that has time now, like it's such an eerie feeling when I woke up today because it's pouring rain in San Diego. I had to go in my closet and record podcast with guests today because my mic was picking up the rain. It was nuts. And I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, you know, you have these like moments from childhood where you remember like a certain smell or taste or like something happening. It was such an eerie feeling, like we're about to get a hurricane and like the world was shut down. I'm like, I do need to stock up on a couple things. Like I started thinking like this crazy person, but like it's reality, right? It's like what's going on in our lives at the very moment. So I started like writing all these things down and I'm like, oh my God, if it wasn't for the internet, if it wasn't for literally just the internet, I wouldn't have a podcast and I wouldn't have a business. So if you're somebody that's going through something financially right now, I had $0 when I started my podcast. This is not a sales pitch. This is me telling you my freaking story to prove to you that you can do anything you want with the power of a cell phone and the internet. Now is the time that you get that break. Maybe you know, you getting laid off, or maybe you not having to go to work because of this crazy situation happening in our world right now. You have an opportunity to be home with your kids. You don't have to pay the extra thousands of dollars for childcare. Everybody is in your home safe and with like zero germs because you're Lysoling and using those wipes, right? And so you can now sit down and think to yourself like, this is the time I can actually start that business that I wanted, or see if this works, or join that network marketing company. Some have investments, some don't. But the power of the internet is insane. You can do anything you want. And if you have an idea, you write it down, you buy the .com. I say this to my clients all the time. I'm like, did you buy the .com? They're like, no, not yet. I'm like, what are you waiting for? Somebody can buy it. Literally go to GoDaddy. It's 99 cents. You can make $1 invest. If you don't have $1, I'll give you $1. $1 investment to buy your .com. If you don't know how to build a website, you can link it to your social media. You can share your story. That's what this is all about, coming together. And you can launch a podcast. You can launch a brand. You can launch a website. Now is the time to figure out like, can I do a business? Can I join a business? Can I, you know, share my blogs? Like you can get affiliates, you can get sponsors. There's your money. Now is the time, if something like this is happening to you, to figure out a business. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day and she's been going on interviews and all these things. I'm like, but what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do right now? And then she gave me her, business plan. And I'm like, okay, so write it down, write the 3 things down and do which one comes to you first financially, because they happen to all be investments, and figure it out. If you don't write it down, whether you put it in your phone and notes or you write it down on a notebook like me and figure it out, it's not going to happen. You need to visualize it. You need to manifest it. That's the only reason why I'm here today talking to you. And I just want us to come together, to build each other up, to support one another, to get the shit that we need, you know, stock our houses and whatever you feel necessary, but not to the 10th degree. That's a bit ridiculous because people like me that really need our sanitizer can't find any. I went to 4 stores yesterday, but I'm on a mission today to get it, and figure it out. If you have time right now where you're not working and you really, really wanted to launch a business and you really want to launch a podcast, or you just want to have a blog, you just want to learn how to do Instagram stories, something like that, now is the time. You know, life is short. And when something like this happens, it puts everything into perspective. And I feel like this has happened a lot of times in my life, which I feel like this is the reason why I had so much like burning inside of me. And I had to do a Facebook Live about this today, where you just never know when, you know, your time is up. Everybody's talking about like, you know, you can die from coronavirus. Yes, you can, but you can also have 2 coughs coughs and have it. It's different with everybody. But you never know when your time is up. Your time is now to do the shit that you want to do. Whether it's to write a book, launch a podcast, become a part of a business, lose 100 pounds. That's my goal. I'm down almost 40, by the way. And do all of these things. Like, just write it down and do it. I don't understand why it takes something like this to put everything into perspective. Do you want to know why? Because we all are running around like crazy lunatics 24/7, living our best lives, running a business, raising families, and we forget. And it isn't until times like this that we remember that we're like, oh, okay, perspective. It's like full circle. This is what I was supposed to do. I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 calendars in front of me. I look at them every single day, not all, half calendars and half like to do things. And if it's not in front of me, I don't do it. And every morning I get up and I look at it and I'm like, I'm so lucky to be able to do the work that I do. I'm so lucky that I can, invite these guests to my show and be on other shows and share a message and just help other people. So if you are somebody that is looking this isn't a sales pitch. This has nothing to do with my brand. This is about me helping you. This is how I'm going to give back. If you are somebody that's affected with your job, you're laid off, you are somebody that is wanting to learn how to do something on social media or launch a podcast, or I have tons of free content on that. So actually not even podcast stuff, but just a business in general. Google and YouTube and all that shit takes time to sit down and write notes. I've already lived that life. So I wanted to offer only 6 spots completely free. If you are somebody that has been affected by coronavirus and you are looking for a way to make money, or you're looking for a quick social media lesson or business lesson, or just want to pick up my brain because I'm a business and LinkedIn and podcast coach, I want to give you 30 minutes of my time, only 6, where I'm going to share with you how you can do whatever it is that you want to do, whether it is to write a blog. How do you do it? How do you buy a .com? How do you forward the link? How do you automate social media? Whatever the case may be, if you have something in your gut and it's burning inside of you and you want to start something now and you got laid off from a job, or you can't find work right now and you're like, I feel like this is the time. I feel like this is the time where I need to just get my shit together and launch my business, launch my brand, and just see what happens. Hi, Lane. This is the time that you contact me. So this is only 6 spots, 30 minutes, but we all know I talk a lot. So let's just say it'll probably be an hour of your life, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you the coaching that I give all of my clients, and I'm going to give you my time. Because when I was starting off, it was really hard to find anything about podcasting. And so I created everything myself. I remember and I've told this story so many times, when I was recording my intro, which is still available on probably 100 something episodes. No, actually probably 50, the first 50 episodes, which I'm almost at 200. I recorded my intro in my house in Vegas, and our fire alarm, the battery went out. So it did that super annoying beep. You can hear that in all of my intros because I didn't know how to take it out in production. Now, almost 3 years later, 4 years later, I can take that out in 2 seconds. But we all have to start somewhere. I just was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, and he's like, what are you waiting for? So now I'm kind of telling you guys, what are you waiting for? You have something to do? Let's do it now. Chip chop. And now is the time. Why are you going to sit around and wait? I feel like everything happens for a reason, and this perspective comes back into our lives when something crazy like this happens. So I just want you guys to think about all of the workers that have to deal with coronavirus in their hazmat suits, all of the cruise ship employees that can't see their families that are stuck on these freaking ships, all of the doctors and the nurses and the people working at Quest Labs dealing with blood and tested. It's just so much. All of these people that are affected because they need to make an income, because they need to support themselves and their family. They're going to work scared because they're dealing with coronavirus. Those are people that we should be thinking of as well, that nobody's thinking about. I'm friends with so many nurses now because they help me with my port, and just going, I was a regular at the ER, and I'm like, oh my God, are you surviving? How are you? They're like, it's crazy. Everybody thinks they're sick. They keep coming in, but that's, oh my gosh. So it's just crazy. Everything is crazy. So I just wanted to come on and share my story and just kind of give my 2 cents and, help six of you, if you are somebody that is looking for help with a business, and now is the time that, because you have the time, because coronavirus has affected, your way of life and living and all of that, like, I would be more than happy to help you. I have so much free content on the internet, but guess what? You just need to get on a call with somebody sometimes and like walk you through it. You're freaking scared. You've never done it. I get it. I've been there. I've done that. I've, done a lot of things scared, and that's sometimes the best way to go. So if you have the time, I'm available. I'm going to make myself available. And I just hope that you guys stay sanitized and Lysoled and just in a less like chaotic mindset. It's very hard. I get it. Like, I literally just said, like, should I take the elevator downstairs? I don't know. Maybe the virus is sitting in there and then I'm screwed. When you spray, I read something, when you spray the Lysol, it actually still, the virus, you can catch it for 3 hours. I read that, so don't quote me. But I just felt like I needed to come on and share this 2 cents with you. I think I got everything on my notes, which is like unbelievable because I only looked down a couple times. Yeah. And if you guys need any resources when it comes to, mental health and all of that, like, just message me. I have a ton, because obviously I'm always preaching about anxiety, depression, PTSD, trauma, all the things. If I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin, I would never do that. I have a ton of podcasts on it. And let me tell you, those podcasts are getting like the highest downloads yet. And it just goes to show you, like, people are searching for more information to feel better. And that's number one. You need to feel better. You need to just do what's best for yourself and your family and those around you. But please just keep in mind the people that are working their asses off to help the people that are in need right now. No one's talking about them, and I think that it's really important. And I hope that you guys are feeling good. And if you are not, I'm sending you all the good, healthy vibes. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I don't know how long this is, but thank you guys, whoever was watching, and I will see you on the flip side. Your time is so valuable, and I really appreciate you carving out a little piece of your day to listen to today's episode. If you liked this one, please share it with someone who you feel needs to hear this message. And don't forget to tag me at The Happy Workaholic on Facebook and Instagram so I can feature you on my stories. Listening on Apple Podcasts? I would love it if you would leave me a review on today's show. Your input means so much and also helps me create more of the content you'll love. Want to continue today's conversation? You can join us in the Happy Workaholic Network Facebook group. Simply answer the questions and you're in. For more information on myself and to get the latest in business, LinkedIn, organizing, and podcasting news, sign up to receive my weekly newsletter at thehappyworkaholic.com. I hope that your day continues to be happy, healthy, positive, and productive, and I'll talk to you again soon.